Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm standing in front of Fun 242. I've always wanted to say that. Okay, anyway. I'm here reporting for the Miss Divine show, and I have here with me Fun 242, who are known as the pioneers of industrial music. But how would you guys really describe your music? I mean, sometimes labels can be very stereotypical.
Annoying.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's electronic music, of course. What we wanted to do is bring a lot of energy in electronic music, because at the time a lot of bands were just like behind a keyboard and there was no really power. So that's
in the
one.
80s especially.
Yes. So we wanted to bring that sort of. It's very male also, but something very physical to the music.
Like what?
Like on stage, for instance. Yeah.
I've never seen
on
Fun
record.
242
No.
live,
Okay. On stage,
that's why.
it's very physical. It's always dancing and like entertaining. It's very physical. The whole music also feels like that.
Good workout.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, Fun 242 is playing at Irving Plaza, and it's November 23rd. No, that's my premiere. It's November 21st. Yes, it's November 21st, and we're here at Irving Plaza. And they have also been touring a lot of states in America. So how would you say, how has touring been going for you? Is it boring? I mean, you guys have been on the road. I mean, you've been together for so long, and you've been touring. How has touring been for you?
Interesting.
Is it boring?
No,
is it
never.
interesting?
It's never boring. It's never boring because we are together since almost 25 years now. If it was boring, we would have stopped a long time ago. So it's always something nice. Some concerts are more difficult than others because of the conditions. Sometimes the drive is very long. Sometimes the PA system is not that good. But these are exceptions. Generally, we have fun, and I think it shows on stage.
How has the American audience been treating you?
It's been very up and down for the moment. In the last 15 years, we have a very regular crowd, like hardcore fans coming back every time. This tour, we saw the same. In certain cities, there were like a lot of older fans, but in some other cities, there were like a lot of. I would say people in their 30s, 40s.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 50s.
No, not yet. That's in about 10, 20 years. But some other audiences were like very young, like in Toronto, in Canada.
Teenagers?
A lot of teenagers, yeah,
Oh, okay.
and that's very healthy and cool. But people react all the time because the music's very physical, like I said. So it's very important to have like communication between what's happening on stage and the audience. That's why you do live. That's to bring that emotion out.
That's true. I just have another question also. You know, the new DVD called Catch the Man, it's a series of music videos and concert footage. And what's with all the references to gender, like Catch the Man, Men on Tour? I mean, no more little boys? I mean, big men. I mean...
Catch the Boys would have been fun. Now, Catch the Man is also related to the lyrics of our main song, which is Headhunter.
Yes.
It's maybe Jean Luc can explain that because he's the lyricist.
Well, it's about headhunting, and so the last sentence of the chorus is "catch the man." After you spread the net and you catch the man, and so we thought, okay, this video, we shot that at a big festival in Brussels 1 year ago, a little more than 1 year ago, and it was not really meant to appear on a DVD, but we were quite pleased by the quality, so we decided to release it, and we
very little document on Fun 242 Live. So this was like a way to catch the show, so sort of, you know.
Some fans said that they missed some backstage footage. They would have liked to see more of that, like a commentary and more backstage footage.
Well, you see the backstage.
I know, it's boring.
Footage. Yeah, I mean.
There is nothing more boring than backstage, and what happens backstage. It's always, you know, really the least interesting side of anything.
I think also it's like your way of expressing yourself is music. That's where you feel the best. I mean, the rest is maybe, I don't know, gossips or rumors or
Yeah.
whatever, but it's not something very interesting, I think. Everybody's got its life and does different things but music. But what is important is to see and hear what the band wants to show. You know,
Well, that's
so,
true.
mhm.
Well, I guess people just sort of like build you up and would like to know like a bit more like what's going on in the back. But since there's nothing we could really see.
Pretty quiet.
Okay. And well, what prompted you guys to tour without a new album? I mean, you don't have you have the DVD, but you.
Well, you know, we have been around so long now. Now it's we don't really need any real new release to make a tour. So we had some availabilities in our schedules. We contacted our agent in the States and we asked her, would there be interest for us to tour? And she started her contacts and whatever. She started a schedule and she said, yeah, that's okay for 20 dates. So we said, okay, we are going to come. We have, except the DVD, we don't really have something to promote because the album is already more than 2 years old, but it doesn't matter anymore. I think we have a name and that's enough. We don't need a new album to tour.
The time is over when bands were doing like every 2 years a new album, then promo, then live. I mean, those cycles were okay in the 80s, but this time it's over. It's not like that anymore, because the market is so overloaded with stuff. You know,
A lot of crap.
Probably also, yeah. It's hard to define who's doing what albums are out, and suddenly, so in Europe in particular, when we tour, like Jean Luc said, it's based on the name. People want to see Front 242. A lot of promoter book us even without knowing if we have a new album or not. It's not relevant anymore.
So you seem to have a bigger fan base in Europe.
Yes, it really moves. It's really for the moment Spain is big for some reason, and that
Eastern countries.
Russia?
We played in Moscow 6 months ago, and it was packed. There were 3,000 people, 1,000 who could not get in. So it's quite surprising, and it's the same in many emerging countries of in Eastern Europe, and in also. Yeah.
they're craving.
They're very strange.
What about Yugoslavia?
We've never been actually.
We do have an offer from Slovenia, I think.
Yeah, we do have offers, but
No, not good sound,
But for the moment we don't go because I mean we have to go to the main markets first, which is like Central Europe. I mean Western Europe and the States. So that's what.
Okay. Can we look forward to a new album? Are you guys working on anything new or?
We're working on probably a compilation of tracks being remixed, not necessarily a new album.
Okay.
But we really think about resting when we come back from this tour. So for 3 months, we're probably not going to do anything.
Well, I think a good vacation is good. I just had a question about Pulse, the album you did in 2003. Some fans were a little bit surprised in that, the musical direction, like they thought it might have been a little bit mellow to what they might have been used to. Like,
Yeah.
they still liked it,
We
but
have-
just some,
We have, we have done this album 10 years after the last original one, and we just wanted to go back to the roots and to the motivations that made us start to make music, and that was a lot of research, exploring sort of new grounds, elements of sound, and not redo what we did in the last albums before that one, which was, piling up strong bass lines all the time and trying to make songs all the time. We wanted to deconstruct much more. And so there are still 2 or 3, I think, very strong tracks on this album, but most of it is research, exploring, creating textures of sounds, things like that.
That sounds good. Also, are you involved in any side projects? Like I heard you were involved in something called Male or Female. Are you still?
Yeah, I mean we all work on side projects.
Anything you want to mention?
Um,
People are interested?
Yeah, all those. I mean, there's
There's tons of them.
Yeah, I mean, Jean-Luc's working like with a Belgian guy for a project based on, if I remember, it's like a sort of poetry on music. I work for dance companies also,
Okay.
contemporary dance company I do music for.
Okay.
I mean, you have to diversify yourself. Like Jean Luc said for the last album also, it's hard not to become a caricature of what you do, especially after all those years. So it's very important to be able to renew yourself, and therefore you have to put yourself at risk.
Okay. That's good. I heard also you were going to be contributing vocals to the Frontline Assembly on a track. Is that true? With Believe?
Yes, they've asked me, and they came to the show we did in Vancouver at the beginning of the month. And I know Bill since almost 20 years, I think. And he asked me that, and I haven't heard the music yet. But of course, if I like the music, I will do it.
So if you don't like it, you're going to tell them no?
Yes, very honestly, I will.
Okay, that's good. Because you wouldn't want to be caught in a sucky song, huh?
The thing is that if I don't like the music, I just can't sing. I won't find words and I won't be able to sing. So that's it. It's better be good.
Yeah, like a lot of crap we see on today's TV. Anyway. So do you guys have any creative projects, like with music, aside from music, like art or film or dancing? You guys dance on stage, but like anything else?
Bah, ton projet littéraire, tu peux y aller? Okay.
Codes.
I'm gonna speak for myself then. No, like I said, it's music for dance. I work also on performances and installations with a South African artist, but that's more like arty-farty stuff, sort
What
of.
does that mean?
Installation performances. Okay. It's for
You mean
instance.
performances?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. Sorry, don't have the right accent. Performances.
No, because I thought you meant. Yeah.
No. It's working like with 3 screens and 5.1 system, like where the
Okay.
sound can go in spiral like that in the room, and working with a lot of sub bass and so, and it's more like an art form. So you have like clips coming on with images and the music, and there's a sort of the music and the image kind of go away from each other, like the soundtrack doesn't match the image anymore, and this like it's more experience, like a lot of stuff like that.
Oh,
And
does this play like in a show?
no, it's mostly curators, like
Okay.
galleries
Like
or
a museum.
museums
Oh,
or
okay.
stuff like that. Then I have another project this year is to teach sound at a school.
Kids or adults?
High university level. University level.
Oh, okay.
So for people who are doing graphics and sculpture
This is in Belgium, though.
in Belgium and
Belgium
Brussels, yeah.
University. Oh, okay.
So that's another project. For
So
instance,
you're like going to be like a professor?
yeah, I'm gonna put the glasses on and whatever, a lab overall. No, yeah, it's
Okay,
but it's more like a workshop. You
Okay.
know, it's not that
I know you
strict.
wouldn't want to think of yourself as
Yeah.
a professor person.
It doesn't work because if you try to be too scientific or too methodic, people don't like it. You have to be more intuitive, especially with music, because music or sound, it's more sound.
But aren't you doing it more for yourself? Like, who cares if people like it or not? I mean,
I think everybody's sensitive to sound in general.
Okay.
So it's just the way you present it, you know, or the way you bring people to it. Because people are used to listen with their eyes. They hear what they see. And they're not aware of the 360 degree of sound around us and stuff like that. So you really have to initiate people to those sensitivities. So that's the way I'm going to want to handle it.
okay, that's good.